Hello and welcome to the Russian Nuclear Education Ambassadors podcast series. For those who are new here, welcome back. Today we're going to discuss facts about nuclear energy. I am your host, Pascal, from MEFI. I'm currently studying nuclear physics and technology. And joining me today is my colleague and dear friend,
Joy from National Nuclear Research University, Obninsk Institute of Nuclear Power Engineering. And of course, I'm a Russian Nuclear Education Ambassador.
Yes, we are so happy to have you, Joy.
So happy to be with you in this podcast too, Pascal. Thank you.
Yes. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media pages. We'll have the links down in the description box below. Without wasting much time, let's jump right in. So, I can say that nuclear energy is at the same time known and unknown. Known in the sense that it has been used now for quite some time for most people to be aware of its existence. And mind you, this is a wide spectrum, ranging from kids to adults.
Yeah.
I think that even kids who watch movies, animations, and so on can safely say they know that nuclear energy is being used.
Yeah.
Yes. But it is also unknown, as it is a box that keeps on opening and leaving out something new.
Oh.
From there, we can say that we have two groups of people. Those who understand superficially, and those who have some scientific knowledge on nuclear energy. And it's our firm belief that we all must be on the same page in order to move forward, or at least have the basics. Hence our job today. We're here to inform, and hopefully we'll engage you in this fascinating world of ours.
Yeah, sure. Let's dive in, starting with the nuclear energy history. The nuclear energy has been around over 60 years. We can just try to give it in a range of where there was big atomic change and nuclear fission development in the year of 1895 to the end of Second World War. That's 1945. During this era, this period of time, it was a long time ago, there was this big, much change in nuclear industry. Yeah.
So another fact we can say that nuclear energy is derived from nuclear fission of heavy atoms like uranium and plutonium. This fission is basically splitting of large atoms, giving out energy.
So this energy is produced in nuclear power plants. The splitting, the nuclear fission, the whole thing process use the heat from nuclear reactions to produce steam that drives turbines connected to generators. That's a kind of complex thing
It is complex, but it is understandable theoretically. Yeah. Now, another fact is that nuclear power doesn't emit carbon dioxide. Yeah. Which is in line with the global effort to mitigate climate change. I think that's a big plus on its side.
It's a famous one. I think almost everyone. And you who is listening to us and never knew this, just get to know that nuclear power doesn't emit. It does, but on a real small range of amount of carbon dioxide. So is so climate friendly. And sure, we can just say also nuclear plants are some of the most energy efficient electricity generators. Why? Because they operate up to 92% and their waste still have 90% of their potential. Imagine, this is so mind-blowing.
I think that's why
there are studies on waste recycling. You were saying something, yeah?
Yeah, I was about to say that actually. So that's why we are having those studies, specific studies. Yeah, just to make it even more energy efficient. The fact that it's a carbon-free form of energy. Yeah. Sure. We can also say that nuclear energy has high energy density. You can ask how. we can easily say this through comparison. One uranium pellet, about the size of a fingertip, can produce as much energy as several barrels of oil.
Ooh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A kilogram of uranium releases millions of times more energy than a kilogram of coal. Those are both comparisons that just show how much energy can be gotten or can be produced from a small amount of our uranium, right, or nuclear fuel. So that's high energy density, actually.
So,
and talking about high energy density, this has been profited in a negative sense by some countries, and others might have prospects to that, which brings us to a negative side of nuclear energy, and one that the world is actually working to prevent, because it can be deadly in a way. So we can talk about accidents and proliferation.
Yeah.
So far we've had 3 main nuclear accidents, which had one in Chernobyl. That's very famous.
I think they are the most famous accidents, but we can say that, okay, like the daily operations or whatever thing, they can always be having some small accidents, avaria in the somewhere. But like the most famous, maybe we can mention these 3-1, the Chernobyl, and the recent one, by the way, in Japan, of Fukushima Daiichi.
Yeah. So we can talk about accidents without also talking about proliferation, which is, I think, an intentional accident, in my opinion. Yeah, basically people harnessing this energy to use in nuclear weapons. So this is why we have some international agencies like the IAEA who have to have their duties and responsibilities to regulate the use of this form of energy, because it's good energy that can provide life or death. That's the
like
the big reason for
effects, and also considering big companies like Rosatom being in charge of this industry, I think they also get some measures in this, should I say, tough I don't know, rules about the proliferation of nuclear. Talking about nuclear power plants and nuclear power energy at large, but how, like, the waste management, the cleanliness of everything. One thing I recently knew is just that nuclear power plants are shut down every 18 to 24 months so that they can remove radioactive waste from the system. I really knew this. This was so new to me, and I was like,
that's something new.
Me too.
Yeah, I guess we learn something new every day.
Yeah, sure. So through that was the cleanliness, and talking about the management of the nuclear wastes. This involves the process of isolating or diminishing the radioactive risk by reducing the rate or concentration of any radioactive material that comes in contact with the biosphere. I think here, like, just like I said, many companies in charge have taken this into consideration, and on a serious note, because like it's a complicated issue due to the radioactivity of the wastes and the way they can harm the environment.
So, before we've talked about possible studies on waste recycling, which brings me to our next fact, which is that we have ongoing research on how to close a nuclear fuel cycle. So here an emphasis is put on fast neutron reactors, which are basically reactors in which the neutrons are not decelerated, right? So it ends up splitting up uranium atoms and turning it into more plutonium, basically taking fuel and making more fuel out of it. That way, it's a bit of an infinite cycle, but we all know that if it were infinite, it would cause some other issue, right? So this is the reason why, even where it's being done, it's held on a small scale, so that they can easily assess and manage anything that can come out of it.
Interesting. So last but not the least of the interesting facts we have today is about the nuclear energy that is one of the NASA's Mars exploration rovers. We all know this energy in spacecraft, in space thing, aerospace industry. So the Perseverance runs on a nuclear battery. Like, did you know that? I don't think a lot of people know this. It like runs on nuclear battery to navigate the dust called planet. So the rover's nuclear battery, it can last for 14 years. Imagine.
Before it runs out of power.
Yeah, this is a long period of time.
Very long indeed. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for tuning into our podcast, and we hope that you learned something. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. And if you can leave a comment, that will help us know what you think about the podcast, know what you can correct, know what you want us to talk about in the future podcasts. So once again, subscribe to our channel and follow our socials with the links in the description box below. See you next time.
Paka.
Paka.